The film opens in the American suburbs, where a former CIA agent named Gerry Lane wakes up with his wife and 2 daughters by his side. He makes them breakfast and drives them to another town. When they reach the main road, Gerry notes that the traffic is jammed, yet there are no signs of blockage. Suddenly, police bikes pass by and break one of the side mirrors of Gerry's car. He takes offense at that and gets out of the car to see what's causing the police to rush. Suddenly, Gerry and other car owners witness smoke coming from ahead and people running in the opposite direction. A policeman tries to warn Gerry of something, but a transport vehicle drives in the opposite direction and hits his bike aggressively to clear the path. The vehicle crashes into the entire lane, so Gerry drives away from there. Amidst the hostile traffic scene, Gerry notes that his daughters are hiding behind the seats. He looks back and forces them to put their seatbelts on. Another car crashes into theirs while he's not looking, but they luckily survive without sustaining any injuries. Now, Gerry plans on escaping on foot with his family, so he gets out of the car. He notes the public running in all directions and the cops failing to tame them. The daughters are still traumatized, so both parents grab one and make a run for their lives. While running, Gerry looks around and spots some infected people that are viciously attacking the normal people. Gerry and his family hop in a deserted RV and try to flee the scene, but are attacked by multiple infected zombies. Gerry keeps kicking them while simultaneously driving in the opposite direction. They finally make it to the highway, where their RV breaks down and stops. While Karen tries to restart it, Gerry comforts his daughters. He gets a call from the CIA agent named Thierry. He desperately begs Thierry to rescue his family amidst a zombie apocalypse, but he isn't certain for now. Gerry and his family stop by a grocery mart to hoard some essentials. Gerry arms himself with a sniper gun he finds in the RV and heads out with his family. At the mart, people have caused mayhem. A man points a gun at them at first, but when he realizes they're an innocent family, he helps them pick some medicines for Gerry's daughters. Suddenly, Gerry hears Constance screaming inside her cart. When Gerry arrives there, he finds some men aggressively pinning Karen to the ground. He tries to push them off of Karen, but things get violent, and he ends up shooting them. Karen runs back to him and hugs him. When they run outside, Karen spots the apartment building from where the CIA will rescue them through air transport. Gerry calls Thierry again to find out about their status. That's when he spills that they can't manage to rescue them until the next sunrise. Gerry and the family encounter zombies, whom Gerry shoots. The family rushes inside the apartment building, where Gerry uses a pipe to jam the doors from the inside. Karen lights up red flares and directs the family while heading upstairs, where Constance nearly gets lost. They find her begging a family to let her in their apartment. Gerry and Karen forcefully march into their apartment and lock the doors. They stay there for the night, so the family shares their food and drinks with Gerry's family. Gerry fixes the radio frequency and hears the police warning the civilians to stay indoors, as an unidentified virus strain has rapidly spread all across their state. Sometime later, Gerry tapes a knife to his sniper and turns it into a bayonet. He offers the family to stick with him in order to be rescued, but the family denies and stays behind to protect their food supplies. Gerry and his family head to the staircase to access the roof. A couple of zombies come after them, but Gerry viciously attacks them with his bayonet. A military chopper arrives to rescue them, so the family hurries. While the girls make it to the rooftop, Gerry gets jumped by another zombie. He attacks the zombie with his bayonet, due to which its blood gets all over Gerry's face. He worries that he might turn into a zombie, so he decides to jump off the rooftop before he does his family any harm. However, time passes, and he doesn't show any symptoms. He becomes relieved after realizing that the infection didn't spread through blood. He helps his family get on the chopper, during which the remaining zombies access the rooftop. The armed soldiers shoot them and fly away with the family. The brainless zombies start jumping off the roof, hoping to catch the chopper, but only fall to their demise. Gerry is united with his CIA friend on a military sea vessel. He finds from his friend that the virus is now spreading all across the globe and affecting all sectors of its economy. The army wants a young virologist named Dr. Fasbach to head to Korea, the main source of the zombie outbreak, and find out the cause of the virus so he can reverse it by creating an antidote. And to carry out this operation safely, they ask Gerry to lead a team of soldiers to guard Fasbach and assure his safety. Gerry now figures out why the CIA was so helpful in his rescue and immediately says no to them. He later meets Karen and tells her that the army has threatened to kick him out along with his family if he doesn't lead their team to South Korea for research purposes. For his family's safety, he agrees to get back in the field. He sees his wife and daughters for the last time and flies away with the boys. The second Gerry's plane lands, he and the team head out to make sure their area is safe. A few zombies spawn from the abyss, which Gerry shoots down. Fosbuck trembles to see the zombies and slips on the metal ramp. He hits his head on the metal and dies right away. Another rescue team from the US intervenes and takes them to their base. They show them a burnt room, and the story goes into a flashback, revealing Patient Zero. He's a doctor who gets infected by a patient in the field. He returns to his hospital and turns all of his patients into zombies. Hence, the rescue team burns the entire place down. Presently, Gerry tries to know the main cause of the virus or how it started, but the soldiers are in oblivion. Gerry comes across a prisoner named Davidson who's captured for deserting the CIA and selling weapons to North Korea. Davidson speaks of a conspiracy, exposing Israel for having something to do with the virus's spread because they built boundaries around the country before the outbreak. To confirm this, Gerry and his team decide to fly to Jerusalem. The bigger problem is reaching their plane, as the place is infested with zombies. Both teams unite and head out fully armed. They shoot the zombies coming in their way, while Gerry rides a bike to reach near the plane. A zombie attacks him and pushes him off his bike, but others shoot that zombie. Gerry and his team secure them inside the plane. Some zombies enter in the cargo department, so Gerry opens the ramp. This way, all the zombies fall out of the plane. On his way to Jerusalem, Gerry contacts Karen and makes sure she's being treated well. At Jerusalem, he meets the man Davidson had told him about. But the man talks nonsensical things. He pins all the blame on India and takes Gerry to the festival that the people of Jerusalem are holding near the tall walls. Gerry tries to get leads on India, but the man contradicts his own accusation. Gerry now tries to stop the festival as he knows that noise attracts the zombies. There are thousands of people present there, so manipulating them is hard. They keep singing and having fun, due to which the zombies climb the tall walls from outside and infiltrate Jerusalem. They attack the people at the festival and multiply. In number within a few minutes, the entire public becomes infected and runs towards the military. Gerry notices that there's a kid amidst the zombie apocalypse who's not being targeted. He finds one of the Israeli soldiers bitten. He acts quickly and chops off his hand before the virus spreads in his body. He ties a tourniquet around his wrist to stop the bleeding and heads outside, where their rescue helicopter is ambushed by hundreds of zombies. They eventually crash the helicopter, so Gerry and his people head back to the airport, where they take over a plane full of passengers. As they take off in that plane, Gerry brings some booze for Sagan, the soldier he just saved. He makes contact with the pilots in the cockpit and follows a dog to the economy class, where everyone has been turned into a zombie. Since there are only curtains to separate the compartments, Gerry asks the passengers to create a barricade, using their luggage. There's a commotion during this, which wakes up the zombies and prompts them to attack them. At one point, Gerry figures he's outnumbered by the zombies, so he throws a grenade at them, which causes the plane to crash. He wakes up to a sharp metal object pierced in his abdomen. Besides him and Sagan, no one else survives the crash. Now both of them limp and reach the World Health Organization, where they're immediately treated. The doctor there contacts the United Nations to confirm Gerry's identity, so Gerry seizes the opportunity to ask Thierry if his family is okay. Once treated, Gerry is introduced to other scientists and doctors who have captured one of their own after she became a zombie. Gerry states to them his purpose of investigation and his suspicions about the zombies not attacking the fatally diseased people. They chose to rely on facts, so they decide to test his theory out. They plan on infecting someone with a bacterial vaccine and exposing them to the zombies to see if they get attacked or not. Gerry also agrees, but the problem is that the bacterial vaccine is held at a certain part of the facility where people have become zombies. They come up with the entire plan to get the vaccine. Gerry, Sagan, and a few others take some tools and tape their arms as a precaution. They head to the contaminated area and quietly head downstairs to the vault. One of them mistakenly creates a noise and attracts a female zombie. Sagan shoots her, which causes more noise. All the zombies gather and come after them. Gerry deliberately creates a noise to divert the zombies towards him, while Sagan protects the men on their way to the vault. They reach the room with 100 zombies on their tail. They try to hold the door and keep the zombies out. On the other hand, Gerry gets rid of the zombies and locks himself in the infirmary, where he finds the bacterial vaccine. He injects himself with it and faces the zombie, who fails to detect Gerry. His theory is finally proven. He walks through the army of zombies and hands over the vaccines to the scientists, who turn them into vaccines. Gerry gets his first vaccine, shot, and is set free. He travels through the ocean to unite with his family at a safe zone. As WHO prepares to launch their vaccine on a global scale to eradicate the zombie apocalypse, the film ends.